Hello, this is John Miller, the creator of The Rest of Everest. I think I can safely say that this show is, without a doubt, the most in-depth look into the entire experience of what it takes to climb Everest, as well as some other peaks throughout the Himalayas. But all of the events in this series are shown in chronological order, so if you're new to the show, please go all the way back to episode 000 and watch everything in order. That's truly the best way to enjoy it. Thanks.
This is the Rest of Everest video podcast, an almost unabridged expedition experience.
Episode 134, Shit Happens at Base Camp.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Rest of Everest. I'm John Miller. We're going to be continuing on with some of the multi-base camp episodes that have been promising. As you know, when I get up to base camp, even if I'm there for only several hours, I go through, 4 or 5 tapes. That's 4 or 5 hours of footage, and so it ends up being. It makes me look like I'm there for a week, but in fact, it's just a lot of extra footage that I filmed there. So, on the line with the guys who were with me at the time, and so Steve Beatty is on, Jeff Coe is on, and John Coleman is on. But also joining us is Chris Marquardt and Thilo. They're both in Germany, and glad to have you guys on, because you guys might have some really interesting questions to ask us that we might not even have thought about answering. So I'm glad to have you guys on for the commentary as well. So thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Oh, sure. Thanks, John.
Sure. Thanks, John.
Of course.
Happy to be here.
All right,
Happy to be here. Thanks for having us, John.
What I did say would happen, I think the last episode, is John Coleman and we filmed a lot of material as we were getting ready to step outside of our tent, and some of it, believe it or not, did not actually mean to put me trying to pee into my pee bottle last week. That sort of made it in. I thought it was interesting. The commentary was funny, so I added it in there. But there's nothing like that this time. But you can, throughout about an hour that we were filming, we got more and more basically hypoxic, so less and less oxygen to our brains. So it gets a little wacky, and
a little bit. Yeah.
It's hard to wait to see that.
But
not that it's that much different from the rest.
But next week's episode is the best. Going to be the best one. And John, honestly, it's not as embarrassing as you and I both thought it was. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. So,
okay.
I would say let's go ahead and start this week's episode, and let's get. We're gonna start back. Chronologically back in time, go back into the before John and I left the tent, and we're going to hear again some more stuff that we were going through. So here we go.
Dimox time. Yeah. Cipro time.
I like that angle.
Completely frozen. Isn't that amazing? No, it's not completely frozen.
Did you remember that, John?
Yeah, I mean, most nights the water bottle was fine in the morning, but boy, that morning it was just about a block of ice.
So that's not the urine bottle then?
No. My urine bottle was yellow, appropriately enough.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
very easy to remember.
Always make your pee bottle a different, completely
Don't mix them up.
Yeah, completely different
I
kind
did
of
that
bottle.
every morning, and I'd be like, man, I don't have any drinking water this morning. Damn it. Was that hot water?
No.
That was cold water?
We're about to get into the better living through chemistry part of the episode.
So,
Yeah, John and his drug bag.
We should have gone through Jeff Coe's drug bag. He has the stash of all stashes.
Between John and Jeff, we had a mobile pharmacy.
I'm kind of a walking pharmacy. And, saying I want motor density 2? Really? Alright, camera, you got it.
Yeah, I got a little monograph on altitude illness.
Yeah, we ended up bringing somewhat of a pharmacy with us.
I got every single drug that they could possibly recommend in that book I brought with me.
The morning and evening routine is to take 2 medications usually. Definitely on a short-term trip. And for me, that is this big white pill. This is Cipro, which is a very strong and broad spectrum antibiotic.
Hey Jeff, I think I can hear me bleeding through into you, into your
called
Your mic.
Nepali style, meaning diarrhea. And
How's that?
Better.
this orange monster right here is Dimox. Dimox is a medication to help you acclimatize better. It's actually a really potent diuretic, and I guess the way it works is it gets rid of the intercellular water.
And that's all coming from Jeff Coe, what he said.
The mechanics, but
So,
basically,
Jeff, you know how it
keeps
works.
the edema
Yeah, it's actually
down,
used for glaucoma. It's its primary indication, apart from, of course, the prophylaxis against altitude illness.
Which everyone gets to some
That'll definitely
extent
make
up
you
there.
go.
When you get it in your lungs, it's more difficult for your body to absorb the oxygen from the air that you're breathing in. And when there's reduced oxygen, up here, it's even more important. So we haven't been up here long enough to generate all the red blood cells we're going to really need to be fully acclimatized. So anyway, this whole pharmacy is just a collection of kind of what if medication, but the Cipro and the Dimox are the daily occurrence. Can I have some of this? Sure.
Yeah.
The other medication that I have, it's
What's that
in
string in your
2003, the
back? Are you
big,
strangling yourself there?
global scare was SARS in 2009.
I had to tie him up. He kept trying to run away.
I'm sure you're
I see.
watching this footage either in late 2009 or maybe later in 2010, 2011. The big scare is the swine flu. We have no idea right now how big or if it's not an emergency anymore, or if it's a global crisis right now. But one of the things that most of us were able to get is the Tamiflu, which is what's used to treat the swine flu. It's very expensive though. It was a kind of a cool thing to be able to get it, because it was when I left in May, it was actually, there was a shortage of it. So people were freaking out about it.
Yeah, that kind of dates those episodes because it's still really there, but it was like crisis time when we were leaving.
Cold water.
Yeah, I remember there was actually some concern about
Did you get Tamiflu?
Hong Kong airport getting shut down for a little bit there.
But this little
It's kind of like, great, we're not going to be able to get to Nepal.
One capsule by mouth twice daily for 5 days. 10 pills. Wow. It was like $100 at a discount. It was kind of recommended that you take it prophylactically. So you take it without having it yet. So you just take it, and it would keep you from getting it, but that would have cost thousands of dollars, I think. So my doctor just prescribed enough.
At least on my insurance.
To treat it if I got
terrible,
it.
Terrible insurance.
Okay, time to pack up. Enough taping right now. Boring. Slept hard enough to not even remember I was here. So that's good. I mean, it's nice deep sleep.
Yeah, I slept
Those guys slept well.
really well
Yeah.
that night.
Did you? Yeah.
Wait, you guys, yeah, I think. So we're about to hear from Jeff. Jeff did not
Jeff.
sleep so
Good
well.
morning.
Neither did Steve.
How are you this morning?
No.
I am well. I heard you up earlier than we were.
Yeah, I was wondering when you guys would get up.
We've been up for a while. We were doing a lot of filming inside the tent. John and I have been doing a daily update. And
Funny, the Insomniacs slept the best at base camp. I love it.
Go figure.
sleep at all last night?
I slept intermittently. I was up at 1, and then I don't know, maybe 2 or 3, 4,
5.
and 5. Yeah, I got up at 5.
And did you get out of the tent right away?
No, I got out of the tent about 5:30. So
Jeff, what about you? Did you get out of the tent right away when you woke up?
I woke up at 5:14. I totally packed my bag. Just got all my stuff together for the day inside the tent, and got out of the tent at 6 o'clock just as they're bringing my breakfast coffee.
Pretty great service up here still.
Oh yeah, I can't believe they did that. I thought they weren't going to do that.
yeah, it was great. Jeff and I were actually out there watching climbers go up into the icefall and through the icefall, and Jeff's got a pair of binoculars so we could look right at them crossing over some ladders. Yeah.
We could see the ladders, we
Yeah,
could
that's
see the
pretty cool.
climbers. In fact, about 4 in the morning, I thought an army was marching by my tent. Literally, I mean, trump, trump on both sides. So, well, I hope they don't take over my tent or something, but I knew they had a mission to climb the mountain and not mess with me.
Good weather right now. Maybe this is the window.
I think this is the window.
Because we've heard that, Steve, have you heard too that the weather is going to only improve?
I haven't heard anything. Is that what you heard?
Well, they were, Sanam was saying that the weather was going to be good like on the 16th through the 20th.
Oh.
And we were thinking it was going to be bad until then. So I'm hoping this window has been extended.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
I actually heard Sanam saying that the window began on the 15th, which is today.
I mean, that's what they're hearing too, and so they're on their way.
They're on their way.
If they're going up now, they're going for
the summit. Yeah. They probably spent some time at advanced base camp acclimatizing, the traditional stuff for the expedition style climbing, and it was really cool seeing him in the binoculars going up the icefall.
What time was that?
It was before. Well, you can even see it now if you'd like. I mean, it was when I got out of the tent at 6, and between 6 and 6:30, 6:30 to 7, we would intermittently look with the binoculars.
This morning I'm trying to get as many shots as I can around base camp and of the icefall, hopefully finding some climbers going up or coming down to the icefall, which is always dramatic. I'm having a very difficult time finding where the route is since I've never been here before, but luckily I have the best camera crew in the world with me, and these guys know just where to look, and they've been teaching them how to operate all my camera gear. So our Serdar Karma has been the primary cameraman for me. He's been shooting a lot of stuff, and I just my crew keeps growing. So I'm trying to teach these guys as much as I can about just what I do and how to get good shots. But I want to show you just how talented these guys are and dedication. So check this out. You can see it's good. Many people?
Yeah. Don't move your camera.
I won't, yeah. I'll look through it very carefully.
Yeah.
Alright, so here you can see the camera. That's the icefall. Trying to get some good shots, and you've found some people.
Yes.
Does it say REC at the top of the image?
Yeah, I was having the hardest time in the world trying to find those people, and there's one person right there in the lower middle of the screen, but I just couldn't find people because it's so bright out there, and you can't look through the viewfinder with your sunglasses on. So you got to take your sunglasses off, and then it's even more bright. And then my viewfinder and stuff, they just weren't bright enough. So I was having such a hard time seeing because my eyes were, you know, my pupils were restricted so far. I just was not letting enough light in. But these guys were able to know exactly what to look for, and so Karma is here moving the camera and everything, and he just keeps finding climbers after climbers after climbers.
Didn't help that they were also tiny little black dots.
Oh yeah.
They were tiny.
When you guys on the commentary here see the actual episode, it's much higher resolution, and so what you can tell is just how much of a maze the icefall is. And I actually put a lot of this shot in here of him kind of hunting around because it kind of really gives you scale and lets you understand.
It looks so small from Kala Patthar compared to the impression you have here.
Yeah, it does. And even just as you're hiking into base camp, it looks small. And even when you're standing at base camp, you know, you can tell it's, you know, hey, that's pretty big, but you don't have a clue until you actually find some little black dots, which are the climbers. Then you're like, wow, that's even further away than I think it is. Because you think it's right up at base camp, but it actually is a bit of a walk to it from base camp.
Pretty easy to misjudge the size of things up there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it about the same walk like from Gorakshep to base camp, or?
No, it's I don't know the exact distance. Of all the Everest climbers that I know, none of them are on the commentary with us, but I think it's like a kilometer away from base camp or something, which is it's a bit of a walk if you're gonna just go out and head up there. But that's as close as you can get to it because it's dangerous. And the reason that they're all going up in the morning, you can hear Jeff and Steve saying that everyone was going up before before the sun hit the icefall. The icefall's still in shadow here, but you got to go up when it's still as frozen as possible because as soon as it starts getting hit by the sun and starts warming up, then that's when you have more activity in the icefall and big pieces fall and kill people. So
higher avalanche risk during the day.
Yeah, I actually think that there were a couple people that were killed this year in the icefall.
No, well,
when a serac fell or something.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was actually some stuff on that on the that Discovery Channel show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a Sherpa, and I believe one of the climbers that died when an avalanche kind of swept them down a crack.
They're spotting the climbers for me.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people there.
9 people.
Yeah.
I saw several teams. Had to take my wide angle lens off so they could really get in there close. Have it in my pocket. Definitely do not want to lose it.
Yeah, you don't want to lose a lens up in the Himalayas.
No.
A little hard to go back and get it.
Are you going to use the sound?
I left the glove up there somewhere that I'll never see again.
Yes and no. Don't worry about it. What do you have to? What do you need? I'm eager to get moving because I don't want to.
Yeah. Jeff was. It kind of got cut off there, but Jeff was getting ready to head out and try to summit Kala Patthar that same day as well. The other 3 of us had decided, nah, we're okay.
Yeah, we'll just hang out here for a while.
But what you can see in the screen there is you can get a really good idea of scale. I know you guys can't see very much in the commentary here, but you see that black dot moving sort of right about the middle of the screen on the left-hand side. And there's just a bunch of climbers there. And you can really, really get a good idea of scale from this. You can see that it's just massive. And that's just one very, very small little postage stamp sized view blown up really big.
And that is your big camera zoomed in all the way, right?
Zoomed in all the way, yep. And zoom out all the way, and you can see that it's really just looking at a postage stamp sized quadrant of the icefall. It's just tiny. But Chris Marquardt and I, we both really relied heavily on the staff for filming.
Oh yes,
and, they did a great job, but they filmed the cool stuff. I filmed this kind of stuff. No, but this was important because
a small tent.
What is a small tent like that? Well, those of you who know the show probably know what that tent is. So it's been a long time since you've shown a bathroom on.
Yeah, I think Sigmund Freud would have a field day with you and your psyche.
Yeah, you remember I have a toddler, and there's a famous book called Everybody Poops, so it's true.
I've read that book, yes.
So I like the editing on that.
I've lived that book.
Yesterday? Some of the new rules up here are that all human waste has to be packed out. On the north side of Everest, at the camps, you have to simply, dig a hole, and just when you're done using it, you can fill it over. Well, with all the use, it ends up really filling up. Base camp turns into sort of a landmine field, and so now here on the south side, and on the north side, some expeditions they do bring expedition buckets. Or just the expedition barrels, those blue barrels, and they put those in the ground, and you do your business into them, and then you put the cover on, lock it, and pack it out. But here, it looks like it's an expedition barrel. It's blue, but it's got a plastic bag in it, which I'm going to show you now, and it's going to be gross. Part of Everest, the reality up here. But this way, when it's done being used, the bag is tied up, gets stored somewhere, and then when expedition's over, everything gets packed out back down to probably Kathmandu, where it can be disposed of properly. So So this is what the toilet at base camp really looks like.
This is just a daily, you know, occurrence for most people, and you never see this on movies and reality TV programs.
I'm gonna here. I'll save the best for lasts. That'll be a nice reveal. So you got these nice solid squatting stones, and then you just turn, stand on both sides, and then you just squat and do your business.
And don't drop your
into
camera.
that bag. Toilet paper goes in the bag as well. Toilet paper doesn't stay in here. Then you can see it just gets tied up and packed out. So this is the toilet situation, at least here at base camp. I'm sure it's similar up higher in the mountain, but this is how you poop at Everest.
I'd say that those were all about 1.3, 1.5. Not bad.
Does it have a little scale attached?
The team
to
was
it?
in good shape. That the previous team, you know, they were in good shape. I mean, that really was a little feat of engineering there.
Yeah, I actually got a photo from the back side of the tent to show that, shall we say, architectural design.
But it's all, you know, it's all really important. So here's Pemba. He's trying to get in touch with Sanam, I think. Hello, Sanam. But Sanam did not actually climb Kala Patthar with you guys that day.
He climbed Kala Patthar the day after us in the morning himself.
And still managed to catch up with the group later that day.
Yeah.
Impressive.
I'm pretty sure that there's a special meaning about Kala Patthar for him, so he wanted that kind of to be something that he could have for himself without the tourists.
So there's Karma back there, walking out. I think these guys all loved me on camera, although they were so unaccustomed to it.
And Pemba, he was the guy who did a lot of filming of me on.
He was your cameraman.
Yep.
So these are the two cameramen.
Yes.
I always think they look so tall and everything until I step into the shot. Look, I'm having to add more sky to the shot because I know that I'm quite a bit taller than they are.
So, what have you been hearing on the radio?
Just eye contact with Sonam, and Sonam saying that our battery is maybe almost finished.
The big battery or these batteries?
No,
the big batteries.
Yeah. And he's saying maybe he wanna send to here. Maybe we have to check. We can charge here or not. Maybe we have to check. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Someone's gonna be okay to bring it up and bring it down.
But first we have to check here. You know that our batteries can charge or not.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe
Do we have a generator here?
We don't have generator, but we have just only the battery and big solar.
Yeah, big solar. I saw.
In other words, maybe we have to try. I just asked to Sonam. Maybe you have to ask the owner of the lots. Maybe they have generator. Then maybe we have to pay and we have to charge there.
Right.
Maybe he asking. Then he give a message about that.
Where are we going tonight?
Tonight we are going to Gorakshep.
Okay, so we're going to sleep at Gorakshep tonight?
Yeah. And
do they have a generator at Gorakshep? Anyone?
I think maybe they have, yeah.
Maybe we just...
Yeah, I'll ask to Sonam, Sonam, check there and yeah. And then maybe we have to check here also, our battery.
Yeah.
Maybe if our batteries can charge to that battery, then maybe we'll contact to Sonam and he send to that batteries here.
Yeah. But we don't know... it seems like it works. That works pretty well, but I don't want to, since they're going to be coming back and then going up as soon as they get back.
Yeah, I'm talking about the actual team who was resting down at lower altitude.
Not so they don't have radios.
We're talking about charging up the car battery I bought off of their solar system here, and I didn't want to use up all their stored power, and they didn't have radios for when the team was going for the summit.
This is very surreal for me because I was the one who asked Sonam if there was a way to get the battery charged because we basically used it up for the laptop and the satellite the satellite modem and stuff. So seeing that other side of the story, what that request kind of generated up at base
the
camp
conference,
was very surreal.
The
very
impromptu
surreal
conference we had to have.
Very nice and it's quiet. No generator and always in the background.
The generator also not working well, you know. Last night that generator.
That one over at this camp?
Yeah.
Doesn't work? Yeah. I heard they keep trying it.
Yeah. Trying again.
Trying. Yeah. Beautiful morning.
Yes.
So this is probably the beginning of the good weather for the climbers.
Yeah. Yes.
How many days do we know? 4 days? 5 days?
Yeah.
How many? Do you know how many days to the summit from base camp? Is it 4 days?
Maybe 4 days.
4 days, yeah.
Most of the group they make a plan is 21.
Yeah, for summit.
For summit.
Yeah.
And that's why today there's so many people they went. You know.
Yeah.
I wake up it's like 3:30, and that time's like all Sherpa is light.
All headlamps.
Yeah, headlamps.
Oh yeah.
That's big line. And now also we'll see there's some black.
Yeah, black.
Black on the Khumbu Icefall.
I don't see them right now.
You know the idea.
We're constantly seeing climbers. I just look at me. I'm just like.
It's my first time looking at it. You guys know where to look. Here. Point my camera at it.
This is cool though. This gives you another look at the ice. So that's what we were looking at. That whole jumble of just that maze of the icefall.
Okay, I can see now. Here, so if I go, see, prayer flags are right here.
And then you have to look
just above the prayer flags. Let's see. I can see prayer flags.
So this is me operating the camera. I'm like, okay, there's a camp right there.
Yeah, okay.
Use that as a landmark.
The black rock. Okay.
Yeah, just below the black rock.
They're like, look at that black rock up there. I'm like, what black rock? They're all black rocks. Kept trying to find it, but I know that we won't be able to see. This preview version doesn't have enough resolution, but I think we could see 2 climbers just standing still. Every time I found some guys, they weren't doing anything but resting.
Yeah, so small.
Every time Karma found some people, they'd be, climbing.
You can see your eye also.
Navigating some tricky section.
No, right now.
2% is coming down.
Just you have to look, the.
But they also
the big black rock.
they've been there so many times. I don't think.
Down.
I don't know how many of our team were actually climbers. I don't know if any of them were climbers. I think they primarily did trekking. But Karma had been up to base camp too many times to count. He'd been doing that for 15 years. Several teams per year. So this is Jeff getting all geared up. He's all set. He's all dressed in his clothing. He's getting ready to head up to Kala Patthar. And one of the things was he was asking. Or did you ask Jeff? Is there a shortcut from base camp to Kala Patthar instead of going to Gorak Shep?
The Sherpa Shortcut. So I wanted to avoid going all the way to Gorak Shep and then taking that way, the standard route up. So I asked, I think it was Tandy that was with me, if there's a shortcut. It says, so he just takes me right up this rock outcropping and straight up, and we get to this. This glacial moraine, and then I see this glacier that would have to go. That's just it looked almost to me as bad as the icefall. It says, well, we're not going to go that way. So we tried to go back around and go through a glacier. Ended up going through this glacial moraine, and by the time we got through that, it was like early afternoon, and the clouds had moved in, and I wasn't going to make it to Kala Patthar that day, at least. And you'll see some video from that coming up here in a minute, I think.
You can see here, though, just that, in the morning, it really was, the weather was glorious. It really was.
Yeah.
Just beautiful for a while. So these are just a little bit of peeks around base camp, and we'll see more of this stuff next episode as well, so you can see what sort of like the day-to-day look of the camp is. But you wake up with your water bottles frozen, but then inside the tents during the day, it's almost suffocatingly hot. I know when we were eating breakfast, I think everyone was commenting on how warm it was in that dome.
Yeah, I think we had taken all our coats off and we're down to just like basic pants and shirts at that point, and we're still hot.
Yeah, still way too hot.
Yeah, it was very hot.
So here's Jeff's footage from the shortcut.
Is taking me on the shortcut to Kala Patthar from Everest Base Camp, and we had to climb a very steep hill. And so this is a unique vista of the Khumbu, as well as Everest Base Camp that was earlier in this shot. In fact, there's some glacial lakes here. The Kancha is taking me through. The route that is ostensibly a shortcut to Kala Patthar is extremely difficult. It's now past 1 in the afternoon. Not 100% sure we'll make it to Kala Patthar, but I'm still going to try. Get part way up, depending upon the visibility. If the visibility looks like it's going to be decent, then I'm going to make every effort to make it, but quite honestly, I'm spent. A little bit of miscommunication. I asked about a shortcut, and this ain't no shortcut. Bye.
So Jeff, what is the lesson that you learned from asking a bunch of Sherpas for a shortcut? The lesson is ask them in more detail. Is it a shortcut for me or a shortcut for you? Because I bet he could have gotten up there in maybe 2 hours to the top of Kala Patthar.
I mean, I was constantly, every time I asked a Sherpa about how far is it, how long will it take, I always had to kind of take that whole thing times 2 in order to get somewhere even close to what I was being able to do.
But I have to say, Jeff, congratulations on going for it, though. You were the only one who went for both on that trip, and you definitely had an adventure, didn't you?
I actually got some of my best shots from that vista there. And it was kind of a unique vista, kind of partway between Kala Patthar and base camp. And one of those I actually blew a point kind of big, and I've hung in my office. I got a little post-processing, and I'm kind of proud of that photo. Even though I didn't make it all the way to Kala Patthar, but for me, this was the toughest part of the trek. Mm-hmm. As optimistic as I was with the sun going, and by the time the sun shining that morning, when I got up to the edge of that one cliff and kind of looking across that glacier that I'd have to cross to get to Kala Patthar, then have to backtrack and go around. That was sort of my low point at that point. It was extremely difficult for me, but nevertheless, I did make it to the trail at Kala Patthar, and I could have gone up in theory, but by then the clouds.
So you went down the trail?
We ended up getting about probably 1/3 of the way. We came into the trail to Kala Patthar about 1/3 of the way up it, and then kind of went back down to Shhep. Mm-hmm. My highest altitude on this part of the climb was about 18,100 feet, so I didn't quite get to the altitude of the top of Kala Patthar, but we were well above base camp. And I think it was Conscious Sherpa that was with me, and he was very patient with me. And those rocks that you see there in the video are about the size of Volkswagens. Trying to navigate through there, it was pretty tricky.
Mm-hmm. We will continue to look at base camp next week, and a little bit more into some of just what it looked like. You'll see how much of a city it looks like. It really is just a crazy place. There's just so many people, so many tents and everything. And we will get the third and final installment of the John and John morning show, as we get more and more hypoxic, and things get, at least I get a little bit crazy in the head. So look forward to that. But thanks everyone for joining us. I really appreciate it. And I guess we'll see all of you next week.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Yep. See you next week.
The Rest of Everest is downloaded all over the world every day, and watching the show has become a part of many people's weekly routine. The show will always be free to download, but it's by no means free to produce. Please help me cover my costs by making a small monthly or one-time donation from the right sidebar on my website, and in return I'll give you some cool bonus materials. A donation of any amount will grant you access to some interesting video content, including high-definition versions of several podcast episodes, a one-time donation of $25 or more, or any of the monthly donation options will additionally grant you access to a downloadable version of the film Everest the Other Side, which episodes 1 to 61 are based on. I really cannot express how vital these donations are, and if you've made a donation, thank you so much. As always, our announcer is Marlon May, and our music is provided by Wendy Wu. Check her out at wendywu.com. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching The Rest of Everest. For more information on the expedition, please visit therestofeverest.com.